Sigma guys are renowned for their excellent intellects, charming humor, and incredibly devoted natures. These are the most uncommon personality kinds. So it is hardly surprising that people frequently feel misunderstood. They are frequently referred to be strange, because they perceive the world differently from those around them. People are frequently angered by Sigma men's ability to read them like an open book. However, they can be frustratingly difficult to know. They are extremely autonomous and solitary individuals, and don't like to share their innermost thoughts and feelings with just anyone. However, there are a few things that Sigmas absolutely despise. Here are 10 examples. 1. Invasion of their personal space. Sigma males are extremely private and want time alone to recharge. They dislike it when strangers invade their privacy without consent. While they are typically quite courteous and tolerant with others, they will eventually want to be left alone. They may not always express it, but they really resent intrusions into their personal space. They demand others to respect their personal space, and will become extremely upset if they feel suffocated. When a Sigma guy has reached his limit, he will typically retreat from the situation and leave to cool himself. This could be seen as rudeness, yet it is only their method of coping with stress. 2. Being given instructions. Sigma males are free-thinking individuals who enjoy making their own judgments. They dislike being told what to do, especially if they believe they could have performed the task more effectively themselves. Try to be as clear and concise as possible. If you need to offer Sigma instructions, give them the necessary knowledge, and then allow them to determine the optimal course of action. They will become irritated if you attempt to micromanage Signal, and they will likely rebel against your control. It is essential to let children to accomplish things in their own way. Else, you will only wind up frustrating them. The most independent of all personality types. They want to accomplish things independently. Therefore, if you want to acquire the respect of a Sigma guy, you must grant them autonomy and refrain from exerting excessive control. 3. Having to repeatedly justify themselves. 3. Having to repeatedly justify themselves. Sigma guys are direct individuals who love to get to the point quickly. They loathe having to repeat oneself, or feeling as though they are not understood. They have previously provided a pretty thorough explanation of their reasoning process. Therefore, having to explain it again frustrates them. They are also aware that many people will be unable to comprehend their sophisticated mental process, therefore they do not attempt to explain it. Consequently, Sigma guys can appear haughty or condescending. They would rather save their breath and move on than attempt to explain themselves to someone who is unlikely to understand anyway. 4. Compelled participation in social situations. There are extremely independent individuals that enjoy doing things on their own. They dislike being compelled to interact with others. They would prefer spend time alone. Being around people for extended periods of time might be tiring for them, and they will typically shun social situations whenever possible. This does not imply that Sigma males dislike people. They simply prefer to spend time alone. They are frequently misconstrued for being quiet or unfriendly, although they simply require time alone after being among others to recharge. If you want to be friends with the Sigma, you must respect their privacy and not take it personally when they decline your invitations. 5. Being interrupted. Sigma males are highly logical and analytical. When people who want to take their time to formulate their thoughts are interrupted, their mental process is disrupted, and they might become quite irritated. Sigmas loathe the sense of not being heard or acknowledged. They may appear unfriendly or frigid because they tend to consider their words before speaking. While they are typically quite tolerant of others, they can lose their anger fast if ignored. It is essential to let them finish their ideas before engaging in conversation with them. Otherwise, you run the danger of frustrating and angering them. 6. Having insufficient time for themselves. Men of Sigma abhor feeling as like they don't have enough time to themselves, which can cause them to feel overwhelmed and worried. They require time alone to contemplate and digest their thoughts, as well as time to relax. If they feel like they are continually being tugged in different directions, it can be incredibly draining. Sigmas are frequently excellent time managers. However, they can have limitations. If you continually seek a stigma for favors or assistance, you will be stigmatized. They may begin to feel used and resentful, especially if you do not reciprocate their kindness. Don't take their refusal personally. They only require some alone time. 7. Observing the established rules and status quo. Sigma males despise uniformity and love doing things alone. They are exceptionally autonomous minds who frequently question the existing quo. This may make them appear rebellious or nonconformist, but they simply have a great need for independence. They are frequently viewed as rebels without a cause, due to their tendency to irritate tradition and authority. They have no intention of causing trouble. Simply put, they dislike being obliged to obey obsolete norms and do things a certain way simply because that is the way it has always been done. They are quite frustrated by it. 8. Their time being squandered. Sigmas are extremely practical individuals who value their time and despise squandering it. They loathe it when others try to engage them in conversation on subjects they don't care about or view as a waste of time. This may cause them to appear indifferent or even impolite, but they choose to concentrate on topics that they consider it crucial. Wasting time is a major pet peeve of single men because they value time management. If they believe someone is wasting their time, they will typically walk away or ignore them. They would prefer to be engaged in constructive activity instead of listening to someone babble on about nothing. 9. Managing drama and emotional individuals. Sigma guys would love to live in a tranquil and logical world, but this is not always the case. They dislike dealing with drama and emotional individuals, and would prefer to ignore them altogether. This can make them appear insensitive or emotionless, but they simply do not see the sense in being involved in all the drama. Sigmas would rather not participate and concentrate on their own life. They dislike being involved in the issues of others, and would rather not participate. This might quickly deplete their energy and leave them feeling weary. This is why they like their solitude so much. This permits them to escape the drama. They just concentrate on themselves. 10. When something lacks logic. Sigma guys are highly analytical individuals who enjoy understanding the why and how of things. They dislike it when things make no sense or when individuals are rational. When things are disorderly or nonsensical, it disrupts their entire universe. This can make them appear rigid or unyielding. However, they simply prefer everything to be organized and rational. Others frequently say irrational things, which might be frustrating for Sigmas. They would rather remain silent than attempt to reason with someone who cannot be convinced. This will ultimately save them a great deal of frustration and conserve their energy.